Okay, today we're going to talk about the dome light to work on these Jeep Comanche. These dome lights are really rare and they go for quite a pretty penny on eBay, but trust me, you can't fix them. These things are garbage. Let me show you. So here's what's left of three that I have. I have this one that is torn apart, and I have these two that were kind of glued together. These things are so brittle they just fall apart, and as you can see, there's an incandescent bulb inside. These are the three connectors, and the way that this works is you kind of like tilt this back and forth, and you can turn it on and off, and it supposedly uses that little roller to engage, but the springs wear out. The biggest part bad part of these is that the plastic just deteriorates and falls apart. These, if you can see on this one, made in France. These were probably leftovers to when AMC sold out the Jeep company to Renault. So you got a lot of French stuff sometimes left on these. So I'm going to take a modern approach. I'm not going to change the actual assembly. I'm going to redo the assembly with some modern components. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside of this truck here. Okay, so oops, move this out of the way. So on the inside of the Comanche, as you see, this one's coming along quite nicely. These are the areas that they clip into. And you've got three wires on here because one is a ground, and one turns it on. It's constant power, I think, and so you can flip the little switch there. And one is when you turn on the dome lights from the headlight switch, and on these Comanches is right here. So when you turn it all the way to the left, you'll turn it on, and they're also activated by the door jam switch. So anyway, to modernize it, I got on the old Amazoids, and I got a couple of things. So I bought this one kit. It's like $10. And it comes with these LEDs, with these, I think they call them T10 bases, and different adapters. This adapter allows you to plug this in. This goes into like an adapter bulb, for like a 168 or 194. This is another little adapter there for some dome lights, and this is an adapter for kind of like the kind of dome light that you have in that Comanche. And then they plug into here. So let me show you. So one way you could do it, you see this little spring adapter right here fits in where the bulb would go. Then you basically plug your LED in. The problem though is this is all one piece. So I mean, you could do this and plug your thing in here, but getting all that to fit in one of these is darn near impossible. So I have another idea. And by the way, if you want to see how bright these are, take a look at this. I mean, you can't see it on here, on the camera suppresses it, but it's extremely bright. So if you get what I'm thinking, something like this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of wiring situation here. So these came from Amazon, these little butt connectors. I started using the non-insulated and then just putting some marine adhesive. Okay, got the insulated butt connectors on there. This is going to be my plug-in. Now what I have determined with the power probe is that the pink wire in there is always hot. And this yellow wire, when I open the door, becomes a ground. See, it's nothing right now. But when I open the door, I can do this, it's hard to do it one hand. Anyway, when I open it, it also becomes the ground. I'm going to wire the hot wire to the pink one and the ground wire to the yellow one. And I'm not going to use this one because this one is always grounded. And that way the light would stay on constantly. So we're not going to use the black one. We're going to use the pink one and the yellow one. All right, so I'm going to clip the wire right here because these are never going to be used again. Now you don't want to clip them all together because your ground and your hot wire, that wire is hot right now unless you undo your battery cable. Probably a good idea. Okay, again, I'm going to use the pink one and the yellow one. I'm going to strip them. I'm not going to show you that and use the butt connectors. Okay, now I'm just going to put my heat shrink tubing up on there. Okay, so that's all you need to do. Now, if you put a bulb in here, it would actually work as it should. This is the ground. I'm not worried about that one. So, now to the hard part. So I just connect these two together like this, and if I plug this in to here, it should illuminate. Okay, so that's working. Now I just got to figure out how to get this in here. This has an adhesive back, so ideally if it would sit on the back here. Okay, now that's done. I always like to wrap my work up with some cloth electrical tape so it can look kind of factory. All right, wrapped up with the cloth tape. Don't worry, I've got plans for this. Okay, here is the ingenious part, if I do say so myself. So what I did was I bent the little prongs that hold the bulb, and you see I put the LED strip on top of it, and I put a little drop of epoxy right here to hold it in place. Look, this, see how it's just brittle, pieces are falling off of it, but I think this is going to be sturdy enough to fit in there. And of course I did it with 2 of them. Now all I've got to do is connect my adapter. Remember, LEDs actually have a positive and a negative, and then we'll bring it into the truck here and see if we can fit it. This piece goes into this right here. And there you go. And we'll just tuck it up in there. And there you go. This is actually going to be covered up. Don't worry about that. But there is a factory Comanche light that will work with an LED on it. Very rare. All right, so now we have probably one of the only Jeep Comanche dome lights in the world that work. So I'm going to open this door. And there they go. And I'll leave the link in the description to the items that I used in this video. So I hope you got something out of this video. These Comanche lights are really, really crappy. And hopefully this little modification will allow you to keep an original look, but yet with a modern touch to it. So y'all have a great day.